Hey guys, Joel here from Astrophotos. So one of the first things that I needed to figure out after I'd bought my mount was how to power everything up and what I'd need to buy to do that. So I power everything off the mains, and I needed to work out how to do that safely and all of the bits and pieces that I'd need to buy. So I thought it took me a few hours or a couple of days to sort of figure out what to buy and how everything connected, because it's quite difficult. There's no sort of resources on the internet to find that kind of thing out, from what I could see anyway. So I thought I'd make this video just in case you're in the same boat, and hopefully it can help you as well. Right, so this is the first thing that I've got, which is the RCD plug residual circuit device, and basically it just protects you against electric shocks. So really important to have something like this in if you're using the mains in the house. Going into that is a 10-meter extension lead, this orange lead here that you can see. So if we just go outside, that goes along here into this four-way adapter, which has got 3 plugs coming off it, as you can see. One of the plugs, the one on the left, is for the dew control. So the way that I do that is I've got this adapter here, and that goes into a sort of 12V adapter with 3 sockets, which is this thing here. So yeah, it's quite cheap. And then from that first socket I've got this high-tech Astro mini dew controller. I've got 2 heater bands, one for the guide scope and one for the main telescope, as you can see there. I've got another plug which goes into this adapter here, which is a medical adapter for the mount, and that then goes into the DC socket, which you can see there. So the third plug is just for the laptop. Powers the laptop, because the battery certainly wouldn't sort of last all night or even a couple of hours, or even an hour really. So yeah, that's vitally important. The actual mount that I've got is the HEQ5 Skywatcher Pro, and it's been belt modded as well by RVO. And on top of the mount I've got the William Optics Z73 refractor, 430mm, and I've got the dedicated field flattener as well, the Flat 73, just before my camera connects into it for field curvature. And on top of the telescope is the Altair 50mm Starwave guide scope. In the back of that I've got the ZWO ASI 120mm Mini guide camera, which I think is quite a good planetary camera as well, but I just use it for guiding. So how this all connects, well, the way that I've got it connected anyway is I've got this cable going from the guide camera into the auto guider port on the mount, and then I've got this USB cable going from the guide camera, and that goes into the USB port in the laptop. I've got 3 USB ports being used in the laptop, and one of them is for the DSLR, so that just plugs into the side of the DSLR to sort of power that, well, not power it, but connect it to the laptop for APT and PhD2. And yeah, the other cable going into the laptop actually is for another Dew controller if I want to sort of use a USB powered one, which I bought not long ago. So that's how everything connects, and that's how I've got it all sort of set up. And yeah, it took me a few hours to sort of figure out what to get and what to you know, how everything would be powered up and how I could power things up. So if you're sort of struggling to figure out how to power the mount and how all of the, you know, all of the things that you might need, so yeah, it works for me. One last thing that I haven't mentioned is the hand controller, which is this port here being used on the mount, and then as you can see the hand controller, I just rest it on this plate here. Oh yeah, and one other thing that's really important, one of the most important things is this box here, and this is a dry box, it's called, that you can buy from Amazon. So the 4-way, the Dew controller, all of that stuff there, all of the electrical stuff that you can see on the ground, that goes into this box, and the box keeps them all nice and dry and you know, free from any sort of condensation, dew, rain, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, definitely need something like this if you're powering off the mains. And then I've got this rather large storage box which the laptop goes into, just to keep it out of the elements, and also the laptop mains box goes in there as well to keep that safe and dry. So yeah, I think that's everything really. That's how I power it all. The only thing that I've not connected is the DSLR, but that goes on here. Hope you found it interesting, and perhaps you've learned something as well from it that you needed to know about how everything connects.